My wife cheated. Then, before I could say anything, she filed for child support. She drained our joint account to hire an attorney. She told everyone I emotionally neglected her. She controlled everything. The timeline, the story, the money, everything. Except one thing. I was quiet. And quiet people, we don't explode. We document.
Hey there, welcome to Revenge Uncovered with Nora, where we bring you unforgettable stories, shocking twists, and powerful real-life moments. If you love emotional and dramatic storytelling, you're in the right place. Subscribe and join the journey.
I found out about him on Tuesday. I was served papers on Friday. I was walking out of my office building, keys in hand, thinking about nothing more than what to cook for dinner. The parking lot was busy, coworkers trickling out, the usual end-of-day noise. Then a man in a gray jacket stepped into my path and said my name like he already knew me. Ethan Cole? Yeah. He pressed an envelope into my hands and walked away without another word. I stood there in the middle of that parking lot and tore it open. Child support petition. Filed by Marissa Elaine Cole. The number printed on page 3, the monthly amount she was requesting, was calculated directly off my new salary, the promotion I'd received 6 weeks ago, the one I hadn't even told her the exact figure for yet. My hands were shaking. I could feel it in my fingers, in my chest, in the back of my throat. I looked up and caught 2 of my coworkers staring at me from by the door. They looked away fast, but I'd already seen it. That look people get when they know something is happening and they're grateful it isn't happening to them. She cheated, and she filed first. The court date was in 14 days. 3 days earlier, Tuesday night, I was sitting in my truck on a street I didn't recognize, in a neighborhood I'd never been to, watching my wife laugh in a doorway. Her car was parked in front of a tan townhouse with a black door. I'd followed her because she'd told me she was going to her friend Priya's place for dinner. She'd said it casually, already putting on her earrings in the mirror. I'd believed her the way you believe things you've heard too many times to question anymore. But something was off. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Something felt wrong in the air between us, the way a room feels just before a storm rolls in. So I drove. I told myself I was just clearing my head. Then I saw her car. I pulled to the curb half a block down and cut my lights. The man who opened the door was tall, dark-haired, wearing a white t-shirt and smiling like he'd been waiting all day. His name, I would find out later, was Daniel Reyes. Marissa kissed him. Not a greeting, not a peck. She kissed him the way she used to kiss me. I didn't get out of the truck. I didn't honk the horn or call her name or do any of the things I could feel my body wanting to do. Instead, I picked up my phone and hit record. 12 minutes of video. Her car, the house number, her face, his face, the kiss. I drove home. I put Caleb to bed. I sat on the couch in the dark until 2 a.m. Then my phone buzzed with a bank notification. The alert was from our joint checking account, $18,400, transferred out. The memo line read, "Consultation Retainer." I stared at that screen for a long time. My son was asleep down the hall. The house was quiet, and I was sitting there realizing that my wife had not only been seeing another man, she had already hired an attorney. Before I knew anything, before I said a single word, she had gone to a lawyer, written a check from our shared account, and begun building her case. I opened the account history. The transfer had gone through 2 days ago, Sunday. She'd scheduled it on a Sunday. I set the phone down on the coffee table and pressed both hands flat against my knees to stop them from bouncing. I needed to think clearly. I needed to be slow and careful and quiet, because I could already feel how easy it would be to do something fast and loud and stupid. A second notification came through, an automated email from the state family court, a child support calculation summary generated using a single income, Mine. Marissa had listed her own income as 0. By Thursday, the story was already written, and I wasn't the one who wrote it. Marissa posted online Wednesday evening. I saw it because a mutual friend sent me a screenshot before she could block me. The post was long, careful, and sad in exactly the right way. It talked about years of emotional neglect, about feeling invisible, about finally finding the courage to choose herself. She didn't name me. She didn't have to. Our friends started reaching out almost immediately. Some were kind, confused, asking if I was okay. Others went cold without a word. I watched my contact list quietly shift, like sand moving under my feet. People who'd sat at our dinner table, who'd held Caleb as a newborn, who'd known us as us, they were choosing a version of the story they'd been handed before I had a chance to speak. 2 people blocked me by Thursday morning. I don't know what she told them privately. I didn't ask.
In the open, Valerie's hand moved slightly on the table. Not a touch, just a signal. Not yet. The judge granted temporary payments. I would pay monthly while the full case was prepared. It stung. Not the money, but the way Marissa looked at me after, like she'd already won. Valerie leaned close as we stood to leave. "Let her talk," she whispered. "The more she says now, the more she has to explain later." Marcus called me Thursday with the first real piece, Shopify deposits flowing into an account under Marissa's maiden name, Marissa Joelle Fontaine, not Cole, not Luna Ray LLC. $9,800 a month, regular as a paycheck. "There's more," he said. "There's a second account. It's connected to Daniel Reyes." The email from the lab arrived on a Wednesday morning. I was alone in my kitchen. Caleb was at daycare. The house was quiet. I opened it. Probability of paternity, 99.98%. I read it 3 times, then I put my phone face down on the counter and stood at the sink with the water running for a while, just breathing. Caleb was mine. Of course he was mine. But the fear had been there, quiet and cold, since I saw Daniel's caption. Now it was gone. I sent the result to Valerie. Her reply came in 4 minutes. "Good. Now we fight clean." Public posts and records Marcus pulled told the story clearly. Marissa and Daniel had taken a trip to Cabo in February. Flights, hotel, meals. The dates matched exactly with the period in her sworn affidavit where she claimed complete financial hardship. She said she couldn't afford basic expenses. The hotel was $400 a night. Valerie filed a motion for a full financial disclosure review Monday morning. Daniel's wife, Teresa Reyes, had filed for divorce the same week. In her filing, partially public, there were screenshots of financial transfers, money from Daniel's accounts to an LLC, Luna Ray Collections, payments labeled consulting fees, sent monthly for nearly 18 months. And the company sending them? Daniel owned a logistics firm. Marcus connected the rest in one evening. Daniel's firm had been sending regular payments to Marissa's LLC, no contracts, no deliverables, no consulting work on record. The money went in, went quiet, and never appeared as personal income on any document. "She's been funneling income to avoid reporting it," Marcus said. We were at his kitchen table, 3 laptops open. "How much total?" He turned the screen toward me. The figure at the bottom of his spreadsheet made my chest go still. "Tax implications here could go beyond family court," he said. The deposition was held on a Thursday morning. Marissa arrived composed. She'd practiced. I could tell by the way she answered, measured and calm. But Valerie had the bank records printed and organized by date. Every transfer, every deposit, every payment from Daniel's firm. "Miss Fontaine, Cole," said Valerie carefully, "did you receive any business income during the period covered in your affidavit?" "No." Valerie set a document on the table and slid it forward. Marissa looked at it, her jaw tightened. "These are deposits into an account under your maiden name, Shopify payouts, consistent, every month. Can you explain those?" The silence lasted too long. Marissa stumbled through an answer, something about refunds, about closing the business, about account errors. None of it held together. The judge ordered a forensic accounting review before she finished speaking.
After the deposition, things moved fast in a quiet direction. Daniel removed every photo of Caleb from his accounts. The caption, "My little guy," disappeared like it had never existed. The transfers from his company to Luna Ray stopped. Marissa's boutique website went offline the following week. The social media pages went dark. No announcement, just gone. Caleb came home one afternoon and said while eating a snack at the counter, "Mommy was crying about money." I looked at my son's face, round cheeks, crayons still in his hand, and said, "She'll be okay, buddy." I didn't know if that was true, but he didn't need to carry it. I almost settled. It was a Tuesday, late. Caleb was asleep and the house was too quiet. I sat at the kitchen table with the settlement offer Marissa's attorney had sent over. Lower payments, reduced terms, case closed. My lawyer said it was reasonable. My body was tired in a way I couldn't name. I was reaching for a pen when my phone buzzed. Marcus. A spreadsheet, no message, just the file. I opened it. The total underreported income traced across both accounts across 2 years of transfers from Daniel's firm.